Make sure you check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfella1 Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. What's going on? We back. Goodfella Sports TV. Jaime Munguia is out here pillow talking again. But he says that I'll link the article seen for boxing. We accept Golovkin. Now I feel even more ready. And said that he want to fight Golovkin. And he said some other things we talk about in a minute in that article. But don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1 Boxing. Get you 18% off their all natural products from soaps, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, and much, much more. And I wanted to give out some free things on the stream we did earlier. I'll give something out, and I'll say a question at some point in this video, see if somebody get it or something, and then we get something away. But he says, when they asked him, WBO junior middleweight champion Jaime Munguia, was asked, where he ranked in the loaded 154-pound division, junior middleweight, super welterweight, whatever you want to say, with J.R. Hurd, Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo. He said, I consider myself number one. Munguia said on a media conference call to promote his upcoming title defense against Dennis Hogan on April 13th. And Dennis Hogan is making a whopping $350,000, for that fight. So he getting it in one time for the one time. But go down to the important part. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to read this part. Shit. He said he considered himself number one over Charlo, Hurd, and all that. We'll talk about that in a minute. And he goes on in the article and he says that they asked him. Now, many are wondering how that Cinco de Mayo fight between Munguia and Golovkin, where Golovkin ended up fighting Vanes Monterrosi, and asked him how it would have played out. But he says the truth is, I don't know. He said no one really knows what would happen. Munguia said Munguia, who plans to move up to 160 pounds in the next year, said he still wants to fight with Golovkin. A bout that could easily be made with both competing on the DAZN platform. He said a year ago, I felt ready. Now I feel even more ready, Munguia said about fighting Golovkin. So with pleasure, we would accept that fight. But right now I'm focusing on the fight that I have April 13th. But after that, with pleasure, we would take that fight. Hogan said he doesn't feel disrespected that Munguia is being asked about future opponents. He's using it as motivation. He goes on to say, I'm here to make an upset. And with that, I have a lot of confidence, Hogan said. So I enjoy people asking what the biggest fights next are. Those are the names being mentioned. They're probably the names I'll be fighting next. So he feels, happy. It's a cheer. I mean, he was a mandatory. He ain't that good, Dennis Hogan, from what his record looks, but I can't really say that. I have to watch him fight and break down the film. But what's so funny is if you feel like you're number one in the division, why the fuck you ain't try to fight Charlo, Harrison, Hurd? I mean, why didn't you try to fight those guys then, man? Why you fight Dennis Hogan and the smaller New UI guy that was backing you up? Obviously, this kid got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he didn't get approved to fight Golovkin May 5th. I felt that Golovkin still would have beaten him. Very green. Got a lot of technical flaws, but a big, strong kid. Good hand speed, good leg movement. Good kid. I like Jaime Munguia a lot. But he's not even the top 5 junior middleweight in my opinion, man. He's regressed so much. And his last fight was terrible. I think Lubin can get him. Obviously, I think Hurd can beat him. I think Harrison can get him. I think Charlo can get him. I think J-Rock can get him. I think a few guys sitting there at that division can beat him. It's just my personal opinion. And it may be somebody at the welterweight division that might can beat him as well, too. So, he supposed to say these things that he feel like he's the best. But last time he fought in Houston, didn't nobody attend that fight. That fight was empty, and he was getting pushed back by a much smaller fighter. So imagine, what a Charlo Harrison to do. He struggled with Liam Smith, so imagine what a Charlo Harrison Hurd would do. A lot of people say that he'd get Hurd a tough fight. I don't believe so. At this point, I believe Hurd is just still I think he's just too much. At one point, I was believing the hype. I was buying the sauce. I was dipping in the sauce, but not no more, bro. I just don't see Jaime Munguia. He got to get a better team around him. He got to get a better coach around him. You need to go get Robert Garcia, like the Cali Enigma said. But, Golovkin probably wouldn't fight him right now, no way. He talking about he moving up to 160. Dude's talking about moving up, and they really ain't accomplished nothing. That WBO belt, man, that don't mean shit. And they're gonna try to call him a champion. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to call him a champion. You feel me? Oh, he's a champion and this and that. He was at the champion at 154. No, you won't. Because you didn't fight nobody there to get that belt. You fought Saddam Ali, who was a welterweight champion. You know, he wasn't even a welterweight champion. You know, I think he came up short versus Jesse Vargas, right? Did he have a belt versus Jesse Vargas? I can't remember who had that fucking belt. But that's just my personal opinion on it, man. You know, he got a lot of growing to do. He a young kid. Was he 21, 22, 23? So it's no need to rush for that guy, man. It's no need to rush. You know? But then again, you going out here saying you're number one, then you need to prove it before you leave 154 pounds. You know, you talking about you want to step up and fight Golovkin. Well, I'm tired of people talking about it. Well, I need you to do it. You know? But this is you know, he going to get a pass because he Mexican. He young. But, you know, if he don't get a better coach, he's going to be an accident waiting to happen. You know, Canelo said, I don't want to fight no more Mexicans as soon as he came up. And he probably feeling himself. And if he forced to fight more Mexicans, you know, in a year, the zone might not even be around. Let's be real. It seemed like they had big money. Then they rise their prices up. That's going to turn a ton of people off. They might not be around. But a fight between Jaime Munguia and Golovkin right now, that's desired. I'd love to see that fight. You know, I'd love to see the fight. But at the end of the day, he ain't trying to fight Charlo Harrison or Hurd and them. That's why they ran him over to the zone. And if he wasn't going to the zone, he was running over to ESPN. So he was never considering going to PBC because they know he's not that good. They know he can't fuck with Charlo, still even without a belt, or fuck with Harrison, or fuck with Hurd, or fuck with J-Rock, or fuck with Erickson Lubin. They know that. This kid, man, was getting bagged up by a smaller man. So, I mean, just hypothetically, how do you think he going to do versus Golovkin? If that little man was backing you up, and had he been able to punch, he might have hurt Jaime Munguia if he didn't. You know? He probably feel I'm young, I'm spry, I got bounce in my legs, I'm quick, I'm fast, I can punch. You know what I'm saying? You know, he probably feeling himself, but Golovkin to make him a good boy. And I don't take that lightly, bro. I don't say that lightly. I joke around about Golovkin not being that good, right? I joke around with it, you know, but he beat shit out of Jaime Munguia right now. Now, if he come back look terrible versus, you know, Brandon Adams, whoever he gonna fight, then we can reassess the situation. But right now, Jaime Munguia ain't ready, man. How you gonna go up and fight a former world champion? You know, I guess he a former world champion now. As far as, you know, I'm kind of approaching like he a champion. But move up in weight and fight a former world champion. Some people put him in a pound for pound list. I don't. And fight a guy that's established when you couldn't even do nothing at 154. You didn't prove a goddamn thing. You beat a welterweight, and that's how you got your name. You didn't want to unify. You weren't looking to fight the best at the 154 pounds. But you around here saying you number one. No, you're not number one. You know what I'm saying? You're not number one at 154. You're not nowhere close. I know I would rank guys that don't have belts ahead of you. You know? And that's what it is. I'm telling you, when the zone disband, I don't know where Oscar De La Hoya and them going to go. They have to go on ESPN. Back to ESPN. They got to open their budget up again. You know, because that shit going down. Ain't nobody was there for that Jaime Munguia fight. They had to sell 7,000 tickets to make it a capacity crowd for Canelo and Rocky Fielding. You know, Golovkin ain't no pool. He ain't pulling nobody over. Anthony Joshua, nobody know who he is. Big Baby Miller, nobody know who he is in America. You know, we did the live today talking about how Anthony Joshua and tickets weren't selling. All of them went on the resale market. You know? So if they're not selling tickets and they only got 80,000 subs, which could have dropped when they went up to when they go up to $20, it's gonna drop. You know, for people that's not locked in, they get it. People that's locked in, they get it for 10. But when you ain't locked in, I mean, so everybody else that joined, you only got 80,000 subs, and you rise the price up. You're not gonna go to 160 or get to $1 million, charging $20 for those type of fights on there. You know, so eventually all the cows got to come home, bro. They eventually gonna pull out this market and be done, unless some type of miracle come through. But hey, it is what it is. What do I know, man? It's Goodfella Sports TV. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Let me know what you feel. I'll link that article in the description, but I just don't feel that Jaime that good, bro. Right now, he get better though. But hey, man, trivia question for whoever want. Free gift, free coupon from the Hellblaze, and I sent all the information how to use it. Let me do a trivia question. I didn't have one in mind, but I'll do a boxing trivia question. Tell me how many. What was the email me Emmanuel Augusta's record, wins, losses, draws, and just put Emmanuel Augustus as a subject line, and you'll win. First person to do that, Emmanuel Augusta. Email me his record. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email as well. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, TheHealthBlaze, TheHealthBlaze.com. Answer that question, win some free money gift card over there. One time for the one time we go.